Hello and welcome to lesson 1 of the continuation of Writing to Reclaim Your Sacred Self. I am sitting here in Phoenix, Arizona, and I was actually planning on doing a very different lesson for this. I had the entire lesson done, as a matter of fact, and this week and last week I started having these dreams about zebras. And the zebras were so recurrent in my dreams and in my waking world life. I would look at a billboard and I would see a zebra. A friend would send me a picture of a zebra, that I finally started saying, okay, well, maybe the zebra means something. And so I looked up zebra symbolism, and what zebra symbolism means is protection. Zebras are an animal that has been used to symbolize protection and camouflage because their stripes keep them safe. And I started thinking about what this meant for my life, and the fact is I've been going through a really tumultuous period. I gave up my day teaching job to travel full-time and write, and while it has been exhilarating, it's also been terrifying because there is something really, really comforting about knowing where you're going to be sleeping on any given night or knowing where you're going to be eating. I don't know any of those things, and so the first few months that this was happening, I was waking up in a panic every night, like going, oh my gosh, what's going to happen to me? I'm going to end up dead. I was worst case scenarioing it. And then I started to realize it was almost like I had taken the training wheels off of my life. Before, I had these training wheels of a day job and a safe routine, and I was sort of learning to trust the universe and believe that the world was a really benevolent place and I was going to be okay. But now I took the training wheels off and I was really going to have to trust. And miraculously, I am always okay. I'm always provided for, but it's more of a day-to-day experience. As Jesus said in the Lord's Prayer, he didn't say, give us this week our weekly bread. He said, give us this day our daily bread. And I was experiencing what it means to have to trust the universe for your daily bread. And so when these zebras started coming up, it signified for me just let go and trust that you are going to be taken care of, which is a really, really hard thing to do. And so as I was preparing this lesson plan for the first lesson of this course, I was doing something about compassion and empathy, which I may do later, but I just wasn't feeling it, but I was still like pulling resources and collecting them, but it didn't feel inspired. So I'd spent an entire day working on this lesson plan, and I decided to look up a picture to represent compassion, and I ran a search for compassion images on the internet, and one of the images that came up was a picture of a zebra hugging a lion. And I still cannot tell you how this happened, but somehow the zebra and the lion ended up on the document that I was creating for the empathy course and completely overrode everything I had written. So all that was left of the document was a zebra. And of course, my program asks me, do you want to save these changes? And before I could even think, I pushed yes. So I deleted my entire thing and ended up with a picture of a zebra, which made me think I was supposed to talk about love versus fear, not just for myself, but also for you. I feel like we're on this journey together. And I feel like that is one of the most important lessons that life has to teach us. I grew up believing that heaven and hell were things that happened after we died, and that this was just sort of a testing ground. And over the course of my life, I've come to believe that this isn't a testing ground at all, that this life is a beautiful gift. This life is what matters, and heaven and hell aren't something that happened far, far away. They're something that is here and now. And the way that you access heaven in the now is by accessing the love that is in you and looking around you. Like I can look around this garden right now and I can see details of heaven. If I decide to notice the sun that is glinting on the plant behind me or the sound of the water, those are heavenly details. If I decide to take a moment and realize that there must be some sort of loving being out there that created me and is sustaining me, that's a really, really beautiful gift that brings heaven to me right now. So if I embrace the love in any given moment and the gratitude in any given moment, I am embracing the heaven that is already around me. Conversely, if I decide right now, while I am sitting here in this beautiful garden, not to notice the water and not to notice the plants and not to notice the gift that is here in my now, and I start to think about the future and go, oh no, what if I'm not able to pay my bills? What if I end up homeless? What if, and I start getting into a place of fear, I can transform this heaven that is around me into hell. I won't even notice the heaven that is here. So I think that the two forces that really are the most powerful in this world are the forces of love and fear, and they can very literally be the difference between heaven and hell. So this course, this class, is going to be a chance for you to explore these notions of heaven and hell being things that surround you right now, and of the ways in which you, in your personal life, can access heaven or hell by accessing love and fear. So anyway, I hope that this course continues to be a blessing for you. It has been already if you've decided to join me for the second half. And you have been a great blessing to me on my journey. And thank you for being with me. And I'll talk to you again next week.